for about 12 to 13 minutes.
Okay,
And then you can wrap it up. So the total time is about 15 minutes.
15 minutes, done. I think this topic is also the same pain point that we are all facing right now.
Yeah,
So,
I run an online edtech company.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Me too. My company is incubated in IIM Bangalore. I have a
Okay.
training company, which is completely
great.
for.
Okay, I'm the founder and CEO of Catalyze.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Wonderful. We'll connect definitely offline.
Yeah, of course. So shall we start?
Absolutely, I'm ready.
I think it's 2 minutes ahead of time. She said we'll go live at 12, but I think we can start, right?
Sure.
Host, can we start? Okay, fine. Good morning. We have a wonderful speaker, Dr. Dakshayani Kannan, who is an educator, founder, DK Education, L Education Services. She is going to be speaking on the impact of online classes on teachers. It's a very, very relevant topic in today's online teaching scenario where due to the pandemic, the entire school system and college system shifted online for the classes. So welcome, Dr. Dakshayani. And we are honored to have you at the Women Economic Forum 2021. And we would also like to confer the award of Exceptional Leader of Excellence on you.
Thank you.
And we would like to know more on this topic, the impact of online classes on teachers. So over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. First of all, good afternoon, everybody. And I know that it's 12 o'clock. We are all feeling hungry probably since morning. And I'm very, very thankful for this opportunity given to me by Women Economic Forum. And this is the second time I'm coming online to speak about a topic here. And thank you, Dr. Rajashree, for that wonderful introduction that you gave. As a teacher, coming from a teacher's family, I do understand the problems that teachers have faced. And I think nobody would have ever faced anything like what they have faced in the last 2 years. Basically, looking at the teachers' profession as a profession, we are supposed to take care of the children, and our forte is always knowledge. Of course, a teacher is not meant only for knowledge, dispersion, and they are not the ones who are the encyclopedia of knowledge. They have always been a holistic mentor, a second parent in the school. And children always look up for a teacher. There was one survey that was done recently, which asked the children about, imagine a world where there was no teacher, and you should have seen the expressions that kids came to. The last 2 years, basically, have been a complete change in the expectations of everybody. To start with, I'll tell you some of the headlines that came in, On that day, when the lockdown announced, teachers came home without even realizing that tomorrow they're not going to school. First of all, they did not have any resources at home. Secondly, many of them did not even have the competence of thinking of online teaching. We've always been resisting anything that is electronic to come inside the classrooms. We said, we are here. If you get our mobile, then we are going to confiscate the mobile. We're not for any kind of online. In such a situation, they came home. And then they were supposed to take these online classes. Whether you know it or not, many of these teachers, especially if you're looking at people like us who are above 50, people who actually are teaching Sanskrit, Hindi, Kannada, other languages, Tamil, anything for that matter, who would prefer to write the question paper in hand rather than typing because it's very difficult for them to do it. These are the ones who actually were perplexed. They did not know what to do. Hats off to all these people. They were thrown into the sea and they were told, you swim, you make history. You drown, you become history. That was the thing that happened. Everybody was supposed to do it, and all of you have seen the way teachers have coped up. And hats off to them. Today, our little sanity remains in our children, that there was a little continuity wherever it was possible, the kind of learning that happened continued. And then there was continuous learning for the teachers. At this age, learning the tools that were required. We never thought that we will learn to communicate. We always thought that all these online classes and things that happen only in software companies. We don't have to get into calls. We don't have to do anything. But this brought us into learning the tools, and we knew that there were 3 categories. The teachers started learning that there are communications tools, something like Zoom, something like Gmeet, something like WebEx. Never heard of it before. And after that, we started learning collaborative tools, because it can't be a one-way session that should happen. All the teachers wanted to learn about Padlets, Mentimeter, Kahoot, and other things, wherein they wanted collaborative learning to happen. And then assessment tools. We never knew that there are 3 categories, and we had to learn. And teachers really, really struggled. And this told on the health of the teacher. And at the same time, the teachers were very, very capable of handling 40 students in the class. Some schools have 30, some have 40. They were very capable. Now they were handling children from 40 homes. And this exposed them completely to other people around. What happened? All the people like parents and relatives, grandparents sitting next to the child and complaining on how the teacher was doing. Some of the headlines I would want to read here. The helicopter parents bully teachers during online classes. This was in Times of India. The print said, peeping parents, sleeping students, bullying online. Classes are a nightmare to the teachers now. And Deccan Herald said, teachers quit e-classrooms due to parent bullying. These were some of the headlines, and you can imagine the kind of mental setup that the teachers had. Remember, teachers are the most underpaid clan of people who are there in India, because it's always supposed to be a service, and we are not supposed to make money. I have nothing against it, because it's a chosen profession and we love being teachers, whatever it is. But remember, teachers in such a situation who are already there, being bullied by others, saying that your accent is not okay, your presence is not okay, the way you're teaching is not okay. And all the parents started complaining, and some of them even tried to teach the teachers how to teach on it. So the mental condition of the teachers was horrible at that particular time. And when you looked at what the teachers did to cope up with this situation patiently, and then, unfortunately at home front also, teaching profession is always considered as a supporting profession. Somebody who's in other profession is supposed to be the main bread earner for the family. So at that point, nobody could order any food from outside. No maid would come in. And then children had their own classes. The teacher had to manage all that and have online classes. However rich anybody is, at that particular point, I don't know about now, no house had 4 laptops. Now, if there are 2 kids, those 2 kids have to have the laptops, because online tools cannot be used on mobile very effectively. Husband has to work, wife has to work. Who will have that kind of resource? There was pakka crunch of resource. One is skill, the skill of teaching that she was supposed to know, and she did not know. The second was the crunch of resources, time management. All of that became a nightmare for the teacher, and hats off to them. Everybody did that. And today, when you look back, the teachers in the second year, parents in the second year rather, have turned back and said, hats off to you guys. First year, they were trying to teach us how to teach. And second year, they're saying, hats off to you guys. I don't know how you managed. This was the thing that happened. We'll get through this. We're all used to going through difficulties, and that's a part of our job. We'll get through this. The paradigm shift in education in online classes is that the material that is available, we don't know whether it is authentic or not. So we have to make our own material. Every school is different. Every child is different. Every parent's expectation is different. So unlike higher education, where open course material is available, we did not have much material available. Thanks to today's CBSE and Government of India for giving us Diksha, Shiksha, and such websites where a lot of material is available. It was not there in the first year. So the teacher had to make her PPTs, videos, Sometimes children did not have access to laptops and gadgets. So she had to make the videos and send it so that offline, whenever they get time, they have to do it. So all this became a big trauma. Some of the basic things that I would like to tell you, they started getting scary. There is a research which says that 1 in 5 teachers want to quit. They really do not want to continue this profession because it is causing them mental and emotional distress, which is true from all the areas. Now, why did teacher was afraid of taking online classes? Some of the things is fear of unknown. We've never done this. Now, if I learn and teach, what if somebody ridicules me? What if I'm not able to? Even today, I was talking to Dr. Rajeshri, and then I asked her, I wasn't able to log in. I was worried whether I had a problem with my system or not. In spite of doing all these things, we are afraid. If we have to take a session, we are not afraid of the content. We know that. But technically, what would happen, teachers were not aware of. The second is uncertainty. We don't know which parent is talking what. That's one part of it. Are they humiliating me? The love and affection I had towards my child, and the child was depending upon me, believed and trusted me. Today he won't, because parents have said your teacher is good for nothing. Now that kind of uncertainty, the lack of direction, many of the schools did not even direct the teachers that this should be the format in which you can do your online. Okay, they were not aware because the schools were also not aware. We never were ready for this pandemic. So that became lack of direction. That became another big issue in teachers' mind. She was afraid. Accountability. Even if I take the class, parents are holding me accountable. School is holding me accountable. Am I able to do it? And another issue that they had is NEP 2020 came in. Expectations are completely different from what they were doing before. So this paradigm shift was another issue that they had. Lack of confidence. Everybody was requesting others, can you share the PPT when I'm teaching? Can you be with me? If there is something wrong with my audio or video, can you help me do this? That lack of confidence in handling technology. Then the need for professional development, because there was a big need for professional development that had to happen. These were some of the issues which made them afraid of taking online classes. Okay. Then what? One was instruction and pedagogy itself that had to be converted into online. Unfortunately, many of the universities abroad in India, they have open courseware, which can be just taken and you can start using it. That is not possible because every school has to have a customized set of teaching material because of the level of the students who have come in. Somebody who's taken about 90% students can have a different kind of material. Somebody who has taken everybody who comes into the school, and an inclusive school with specially able children will have a different kind of material. That was not available for them. The teaching approaches that happen naturally inside the class was not there online. It was not supposed to be done the way it was done in the class. So approaches had to be changed. The beliefs that we had, that I am the teacher, I have the control of the class. I always had the control of the class when I was inside the class. Now I don't have control at all, neither on technology nor on students. Nowhere I have the control. That and the behavior of the students, as soon as we start talking to the teachers, the first thing I used to ask, what is the health of your class, online class? And we determine the health of the online class by how many children have put on the videos, how many of them are responding, and how many of them are asking questions. That gives you the measurement of the health of your class. So that kind of behavioral tendencies of students, especially higher grades, put off the video and keep on playing on mobile. All these things created panic in them. That's another thing. And assessment part of it. End of the day, you need to assess them. You need to know what they have understood. How do you assess them? Because they're experts in copying. Believe me, many schools told me that we prepared question papers, we did a lot of things, but end of the day, it did not happen. It was too much for anybody to think about what was happening. This was the mental condition. So some of the things were completely traumatic, and the experience has been traumatic. So now some realizations have come. I think I have 2 minutes more time. Dr. Rajeshri has told me that another 2 minutes. I'll just wrap it up. Some realizations and positive points that we can learn from this is ICT needs to be an integral part of curriculum. There is no looking back. Even when we go back to regular teaching in the class, it has to be done in a different way. There has to be a blended learning. There has to be a combination of online learning and classroom learning. So we have to learn. There is no other way. Then the second is the policies of the school and things that have to be done has to be flexible. The teachers should have their own flexibility in preparing the curriculum that they want to, and also look at their needs. I have seen many schools giving computers from the computer lab to the teachers saying that take this, and once we get back to the school, you get it back. But there were many schools which were not ready to help them in any way, either for internet or for computers or anything. So that thinking process has to change. And the flexibility and school's context, that matters greatly. Okay, so we need to actually look at all these things. The world today has realized that the teacher is not only teaching content, but she is doing everything, starting from mentoring the child, giving emotional support, doing everything that the child wants. And the teacher is not one person who can be looked upon. And the schools are not buildings. No more they are buildings. It is a group of people who are committed to the cause of taking children. So this way, there is a lot of positive learning that we need to be technology savvy. We need to be looking at different kinds of tools that are available. We need to change our approach. We have to make the students responsible for their learning. We don't have to be responsible for their learning all the time. So flexibility is the key. And I feel that teachers deserve every respect and everything, every praise that one can give for what they have done. Thank you so much, Dr. Rajeshri.
Yes,
it's amazing.
Wonderful to hear you speak from the side of the teachers. You were the teacher's voice today. I run an online company, and I can completely understand all the stripes that we have gone through. We were online way before the pandemic. So we had our structures in place for training, as well as, all the problems that you have mentioned today, we have faced during the teething parts of our organization. But because we were ahead of the curve, we had systems in place to handle it, right?
That is wonderful to hear. Yeah. So one thing, whatever observations I shared with you today was because of my experience of training about 20,000 teachers from TK Education, which is my company, which is incubated at IIM Bangalore. I wish I had collaborated with you before. That would have saved a lot of problems for my teachers.
We can definitely take this outside this call. Yes. And, I feel that all the points you have mentioned are very valid. And most importantly, teachers also want respect, True. And I think parents need to learn to respect educators. This is something which even I face in my organization, where parents have a mentality that we are paying for a service, so we can treat that person any which way we want. I think that is very different from the way we grew up, where teachers were respected. So I'm going to end this session now, because there is, we're already 1 minute over time. But wonderful to hear you speak, and definitely we will take this outside the call. And we are honored to confer upon you the Exceptional Leader of Excellence Award at the Women Economic Forum 2021.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the